Welcome back to 7 and 4 News today. Time for Pet Talk. Good morning to Dr. Jen Klabunde.
Good morning, Brody.
And Jen, I'll tell you what, a relevant topic, especially this time of year. A lot of folks want to get their dogs out and exercise, but it's probably no surprise. Some dogs made for running, other dogs maybe not so much.
Right, and you know, this isn't normally something we think about when you're purchasing a pet.
Right.
And so you might be an avid runner and not think about, hey, this dog that I just got isn't. So it's a good thing to think about. Some dogs are meant to run, some dogs are not.
Yeah, and you know, you're starting with the not list. We're going to do 2 segments. Right now we're going to kind of talk about maybe what breeds are not best for running, and then the second segment, the next half hour, we'll recap those that are, and different sprinter type dogs as well.
Right.
But the Boston Terrier is a dog that you noted is maybe not one that's bred for running.
Right, short little legs, smushy face we call them, not a great airway, and these are for the, the Pekingese, the pugs, they can all be grouped in this category. Bulldogs is another one.
Sure.
You see the list up on the TV. And these are just dogs that really cannot run either due to their body type or due to their airway obstruction.
Yeah, so for these dogs, obviously still important to get them exercise. Just what do you recommend? Walking them? Or?
Walking is great. Swimming is great. Taking them hiking and trails. All of these things are great fat burners, muscle builders, but they're not going to be the high endurance and activity level of running.
Can there be health impacts if you kind of not force a dog, but sometimes dogs want to go, and maybe if they're not meant for it and you take them out a little too long, what kind of consequences can they face from that?
That's a great question, and I've seen personally these Pekingese and pugs come in after a day of running and sprinting, and they just all out collapse on the ground. They stop breathing for a little while. So it really is an airway obstruction. They cannot move the oxygen into their body quick enough, and they pass out.
Yeah, and again, it's that smushed up, kind of nose that does it. You had Frenchies, English Bulldogs, another one though that you said, which is a little different than the pug and the Pekingese.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, they definitely have a different body build. They're a bigger dog, but again, their legs are so short typically, and their airways are obstructed, and they're not meant to run. Yeah. If your dog snores at home by just walking around breathing, then don't take him running. But another thing that we don't really think about is, humongous dogs. So dogs that are over 100 pounds. Yeah. This is going to put more pressure on their heart, and that could be dangerous as well. Or older pets shouldn't be running. Yeah, I was going to
ask you that. How does that factor into any breed, age?
Any older pet. I mean, if most of them are geriatric, above 8 or 9 years old, it's just too much on their body, too much stress. And especially with these labs and Goldens, German short hairs, they want to go out, and so they're going to run until they pay for it, overdo it and pay for it the next day.
Yeah, it's good advice, and stick around. The next half hour, we're going to talk about some dogs that, if you're thinking about getting one and you do enjoy that exercise, you're out there using the trails this summer, some breeds that you might want to think about getting because they're more apt to that type of exercise. So stick around, Jen. We'll check in with you in about a half hour.